Hello, and welcome to another session of the Mastermind Book Club. In this session, we are summarizing a very short and powerful book. The name of the book is Happiness is Power, How to Be Happy in Difficult Times. The author, Justice O. Malcolm. I'd like to call on our mastermind, Chaz Culmer, to give his thoughts, brief thoughts on this book.
Wow. Hello, everyone. This is a great book. I can just start off by saying smile. You'll feel better off if you smile. Like the song says, happy and sadness can't maintain each other in the same space. If you take your time and you focus your thoughts on just being happy, happiness, sadness, loneliness, these are all thoughts. The book talks about the 5 minute rule, just taking 5 minutes in the course of the day to be thankful. Gratitude is something else they mention. If you think about all the things that you have overcome, all the good things that you have done in life, all the great places you have been, that will make you happy. That should change your life, knowing that there is hope, hope for you now, and there's hope for you in the future. Happiness is a state of being, and people need to practice being happy.
Awesome.
David?
Thank you, Chaz. And the truth is, people in general need to practice being happy. There's what do we gain from so much negativity around? There is so much negativity that we forget about being happy, and we also educate others on being negative. What do we gain? Not much. A negative society, a negative attitude, negativity on everything is not too great. So this book has taught me that, as Chaz said, smile more. Very important. As Chaz said, maybe you're going through an uncomfortable moment. Wait 5 minutes. And the third thing that it's taught me is changing your space if you're not feeling up to par with wherever you are. If your cortisol levels are very high, maybe go to the beach, maybe go to a forest. Just the smell will bring your cortisol down, breathing the air of the ocean and the forest. So I'd like to call on Martha Johnson to give her a brief review summary on this book. Martha?
Hello, everyone. And this is very incredible book. It helps a lot of people to control the emotions. And one of the things I got for this incredible book is it covered the profound, sustained happiness. And happiness is a choice, and be consistency and your happiness and build the secrets to maintain the joy and the spiritual, and they give you tools to learn how to control, how to be have a positive mind and control your stress, because the stress created a lot of anxieties and, and mental problems in our body. And another thing is they say keeping a journal for healing. This is the first time I hear that for health. This is very good knock for me. And another thing, I have to keep a journal for happiness. And the resource advice is important to be a positive mind, be positive mind all the time, and try to be control control your stress, control your challenge anytime. And another thing to help with the emotions and keeping happiness, music. I love music, and music, if you put your favorite music, can help you with these issues and have a positive mind all the time. And be kindness and be in contact with Mother Nature and watch your health, what you eat, and exercise, try to exercise every day. This is one of the tools to keep you happiness all the time. Another things I got for this book, when we're happy, we, I'm sorry, one neurohormone that secretes in our body, they helping to keep it healthy, like endorphins, like serotonin, the happiness, they keep our body in better health and control the negative emotions. There is a lot of nuggets in this book, and I complete tell people to try to read this book because it's amazing and helping a lot with a lot of issues in life. And thank you very much for having me.
Thank you, Martha. Thank you for that summary. Now, I have a few questions in regards to this book. You can be brief as you want, or you can be as lengthy as you want. In reference to happiness is power, when have you gone through a difficult moment that this book relates to your individual circumstance?
That's a good question. I'll lead off, David. Uh, I remember there was a time where loved ones were passing away due to different situations, accidents, age, uh, sickness, just going to funerals after funerals after funerals after funerals. Maybe in the span of 2 months, might have went to about 8 different funerals. So that puts you in a kind of a morbid, kind of a down state, and you really have to look back and think how you got over, how that you are still here, and that how those people would want you to continue. You have to put all the goodness and the love that they shared from you in your heart and walk on with that. That was a hard lesson for me to learn, and it's still hard at times, but you can make yourself happy. You can look at your circumstances and say, Lord God, thank God, I'm here. I might not be what I want to be. I might not have what I want. I might not be able to do what I want to do, but thank God I'm here. Each day is a new opportunity.
Great. Each day is definitely a new opportunity.
Yes, that's true.
Martha, would you
You
like to say anything, or you good?
Yeah, actually, recently, um, I have a best friend when I came to this country, and she helped me a lot for the beginning. And we was in touch all the time. I lost contact for a couple of years ago. I just found out recently, last month, that she have an Alzheimer, and she passed away, and I didn't know, and I was very devastated because it was very special person for me. And I just pray for her to be in a better place. And I say to myself, maybe one day we'll be together in heaven, and you never know, because a lot of people believe in reincarnation, and that's what I have to say at the moment for that situation.
Thank
But
you.
I get over, and I'm happy she's in a better place.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Uh, Recently there was a death in the Caribbean islands of a college student. This is last week, and we don't know exactly what happened. I'm not an investigator. I don't know what happened, but some claim that she was killed. I'd say the majority of people claim that she was killed, but her parents, after about 10 days of search, chose to decide that she had drowned instead of thinking that she was killed. We all have different religions, the different beliefs, and you know, what a wonderful way to be able to tell your family that she drowned instead of being killed. Whether it's the truth or not, we don't know. The family doesn't know. The reality is that in some religions of the world, they look for the more positive side of going into the afterlife. And, I think that's good because, why would you want to tell someone, for example, just as an example, oh, your sister committed suicide, or your mother committed suicide? No, your mother was drowned. Instead of suicide, instead of being killed, it doesn't sound great no matter what. But the reality is that there is a bit more of positivity in the way that you portray things. Now, holding on to these feelings, they could be fleeting, they could be lasting. And another thing that I wanted to point to is about 3 weeks ago, I was at this meeting and I got yelled at. I was told I was doing a horrible job by someone who I don't really know. So guess what? As you go up higher in life and you get more successful, you're going to have these comments from peanut galleries. And I had one of those moments. And guess what I told them? The reality is I could have had two really good responses. The response that I had was, I said nothing. Did you know that there's a psychological game played in the person who talks negativity and is ignored? Total ignorance of what the person said. Two, I could have waited, just as Chaz said earlier, wait 5 minutes. And I could have said, just for example, can you repeat yourself? I didn't hear what you said. That would have also been a complete offense because it confuses people on what to say. The other thing is, lastly, is we choose on what we want to hold on to and what we want to let go of. The reality is there's no perfection, but do you really want to hold on to negative thoughts? Do you really want to carry baggage of negativity? I don't think so. So, to my fellow mastermind, this is another question that I have for you. When was the last time that you felt uncomfortable, but in some ways you changed the mood? Maybe you were experiencing pain. Maybe you were experiencing,
Okay.
sorry?
I said, okay, I'm thinking about what your question, and I can
So
answer
I'm
it.
going to go first, so that way it makes it easier for you guys. When I run these marathons, sometimes I get serious pain, get doubts of finishing. And what I do is I try and smile for as long as I can. The book says try to hold your smile for 10 seconds so that you can release some endorphins. It works in running. Maybe not perfectly, but it works. So the more you smile, the better it is for you, not for anyone else. Somebody else might catch it, might catch your smile. But just remember that when you're experiencing something that you don't like, you can smile. You can smile. Another thing is that you want to ask yourself are two very important questions. What can I learn from this? Because most people focus on, this is horrible. But what can I learn from this? It doesn't sound much more positive. And the other one is, how can this help me to grow? How can this help me to grow? Instead of saying, this is the worst experience ever. No, that's one perspective. So whenever you're experiencing some negative thought, some negative situation, there's always a positive way to look at it. Chaz or Martha, you want to chime in with anything?
I was going to just say, recently the panel knows that I had a terrible accident a few years ago, and I'm still reaping the repercussions from that accident. A lot of times I wake up, I'm in drastic pain. Even sitting down now, I'm feeling discomfort, but it's about mindfulness. If I sat down all day focusing in on my hurts and my pains and my aches, I wouldn't be able to do anything. I wouldn't be able to get out of bed. I have to put myself in mindfulness that I'm blessed and highly favored. I have to talk to myself. I have to say that this too will pass, that I'm more than a conqueror. You have to put forth what you want out of life. You have to be mindful. Just like I said earlier, you have to choose to smile. You have to choose to talk positive. Anybody can say, "Oh crap, well, it's degenerating. You're going to be in a wheelchair one day." That's not helping you. It's better to say, "I'm strong. I'm going to be okay." And as you think, as a man thinketh, what? So is he. So I keep moving forward. Act like it doesn't even exist. If you didn't ask the question, David, I wouldn't even thought about the pain that I was in because I'm in mindfulness that I'm blessed. I can count my blessings. I can move my arms. I can look. I can see. I can eat. I have great days. Every day is a great day. You should wake up with the attitude of gratitude, being thankful for the day. Like I said before, every day is a new opportunity.
Mhm. That's
Thank
true.
you, Chaz. Thank
Okay,
you.
I had something to say.
Go ahead, Martha.
I have a surgery in the right knee, and sometimes, especially in rush hour, when you're on the train or you have to go upstairs, people running, and I can't even go too fast because my right knee doesn't go too fast, the left knee, and sometimes people looking at you like, oh, she's in my way, she's not going fast, and people get upset. But people doesn't understand. Sometimes you have a limitations in your body, and they don't know. You can tell people, "Oh, yeah, I have a surgery. That's what happened." And sometimes people forget to be kindness, to be companion with another people. Look, you can see a lot in the big cities, and but at the same time, I say to myself, I have to learn to deal with people in different ways. And for me, it's very important to be have value and be companion and have a kindness with people. Either try to help people open the door because sometimes old person or a woman with the courage and baggage and sometimes need help to go upstairs or go down and try to help the best I can. And this is helping a lot with your happiness because after that you do something good and you feel grateful for that and you feel happy. And
Amen.
that's important to me.
All right, all right. Now, thank you, Martha. Thank you, Martha. And then the reality is yes, as you get older, I mean, your joints might not work exactly the same. We get a little bit slower, and younger people are not going to appreciate that. And, there's very few cultures that do appreciate that. One of them is usually in Asian uh, cultures. They do appreciate that, respect that, I should say. Um, Now, I want to point to one more comment from each of you on this. Look at the title, Happiness is Power, How to Be Happy in Difficult Times. Now, what I got out of this book, one other perspective is we should all aim for perfection. We should all aim to have everything the right way. But the reality is, we're probably not going to have perfection. We're probably going to be far off from perfection. And there's a point that you have to embrace imperfection. Because if you don't learn how to embrace imperfection, how are you ever going to learn how to embrace perfection? Imperfection is part of the process, and it might be a long-term process. Imperfection can be in many ways. It can be in whatever goal you're trying to achieve. It could be in your family. trying to make your family stronger. It could be in your work life. It could be in your method of producing money. Imperfection is part of the process. If you make it to a perfect scenario where you're producing immense amounts of money, then you will have embraced imperfection before that happens. Another thing is, just in every religion, there are certain commandments, rules to be able to follow in life. I failed most of those rules. And I don't know about you guys, but embracing the reality that you have failed and saying, I'm not going to give up even though I failed, and asking for forgiveness or repentance or some type of reality check, you're able to get further than when you started. Maybe you won't get to that perfect state, but you'll embrace imperfection into a better state. Now, why have I mentioned this to you guys? How have you been happy in difficult times? How have you been happy in difficult times? This is the second subtitle of this book.
How have I been happy in difficult times,
Yes.
David?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say OPP, only positive people.
Oh.
When some OPP, only positive people. I know you think it's something else.
Yes.
Only positive people, man. When you can surround yourself with someone who can lift you up, avoid negative people, avoid just some people just they operate on a lower vibration. I seek to be around only positive people. Do I associate with people who drink, smoke, do drugs, and I had a job as a social worker. Of course I do. But I strive to be around positive people. Because positive people will keep you positive. My mother used to have a saying, birds of a feather, what? Flock together. So if I'm gonna flock with somebody, I want to flock with somebody like some eagles who can soar to the highest heights, rather than being around the chickens who are just clucking.
That's true.
Got it.
I say we all deal with difficult times in life. That's part of the life. Nothing is perfect. It's imperfection. But at the same time, when I have difficult time, I think it's only one life. Is I stay stuck in the rejection or in the sadness or negativity, it's not going to help. It's not going to change anything. And I get over very soon. Is I have a challenge in my life. But at the same time, I say I have to continue my life because I don't know when I have to leave, and I want to enjoy what I have when I'm here. Life is too short, and I want to be happy all the time, good and bad. I need to be happy and stay still in the negativity. I don't like negativity. I avoid people, toxic people in my life, and I want to stay happy all the time, the best I can.
Thank you, Martha. So, happiness is power. How to Be Happy in Difficult Times. Author Justice O. Malcolm has done a brief and powerful book. And just as he stated at the beginning of the book, he attempts to offer a book that is simple to read, not long and complex, but provides a lot of information to help you get ahead in life. This is the Mastermind Book Club recommending another empowering book. And until next week, where we'll review another one. Take care.